What is going on, guys? It is your boy the Timecodes Gaming coming at you again with another video, and today guys we're going to be going into my red purple Luffy Donquixote edition. So Donquixote Pirates got a lot of support in OP10, guys. We have the new 8-drop Dofi, we have the new 5-drop Donquixote Rosinante, we have the baby 5, and we have the new sugar searcher as well as this Giola, which is just a 2k. So a lot of new support for the Donquixote Pirates, guys, but these cards are not leader locked, so you can play these cards in any purple deck. And so I got cooked by this version of the deck a couple of days ago, and I've been absolutely itching to give it a try. So in today's video, guys, we're going to be going through the deck list, going through the card by card, giving you my general thoughts on the deck, and of course getting some games in for you. So don't forget to like and subscribe. We're on the way to 350 subs. We're almost there. So thank you so much to everyone. It really means a lot to me. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. Okay, guys, so starting off with the Donquixote cards, we have the 1-cost 1k Sugar Searcher. Now, Red Purple Luffy usually does not have access to any of these types of Bonnie style searchers. So the Sugar is basically Bonnie. It is activate main, rest one of your Don, search the top 5, and find a Donquixote card. So Sugar is very, very strong, especially with a leader that is as hard to hit as Red Purple Luffy, being that he is 6,000 power. If your opponent has to waste a leader swing into the Sugar, where he could have been swinging at face, like sometimes your opponent just swings a big 8 at you at the beginning of the game. If they have to swing that 8 into the Sugar, you're at a very, very big advantage, and it can search a lot of good cards, guys. It can search for 8 2Ks, and then the rest of our Donquixote cards as well as the God Thread. Next, we have the Giola. This is really just a 2k counter, but its effect is when opponent attacks, you may rest 2 of your Don, and you can rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or lower. So it will come up like in some matchups where your opponent's spamming board, like maybe against the Dofi matchup. Giola will actually be very useful if you want to play her down because you don't have another play. The 2k will come up as a useful card on board. Next, we have Senor Pink, guys, and Senor Pink is fucking broken. He is a 5-cost 6k on play Don -1 and up to 1 purple event card with the cost of 5 or less from your trash to your hand. Then set up to one of your Don cards is active. So not only does like the Don -1 isn't even real, the Don -1 is actually a benefit because then you get that Don back as active. And you're able to recycle your Gum Gum Giants, guys. You're able to recycle your God Threads, your Noro Beam Swords, your Jambes. It is such a good card, and you can really grind games out by having multiple, like, you can have 5 or 6 Gum Gum Giants in a game if you want to, and the opportunity presents itself. And it's just a good attacker, and you can play it off of the 8-drop Dofi. So going into the 8-drop Dofi, it is an 8-cost 9k on play, Don -1. Then you can play 1 5-cost or lower Donquixote Pirates card. So this card combos really nicely with the Senor Pink and the Rosinante. And then its other ability is on your opponent's turn, you may rest one of your Don, add up to 1 active Don from your Don deck. So it actually ramps you. You probably, like, the ramp won't be very like meaningful when you're playing this deck, just because it's still a nice card. Like if you're at 7 Don because you used a Gum Gum Giant or another minus Don effect, you'll be at 10 Don the next turn with this card. So very, very nice, and establishes a big board, both a 9k body, and then it will usually be playing down one of these 6ks. So getting into the Rosinante, which might be the best card for this deck, it is a 5-cost 6k counter 1000 on play, trash 1 event from your hand and draw 2 cards. So that's why we're able to get away with running so many events in this deck, is if they are dead cards in our hand, we can just use the Rosinante to discard them and replace them with 2 more cards. It is a very, very strong card. And then at the end of your turn, if you have 7 or more Don cards, set up to 2 of them as active. So this not only, like, obviously sets you up for some really big defensive turns, like you can play 10-drop Shanks and still leave up 2 Don, guys. So like my problem with playing 10-drop Shanks in the Red Purple Luffy list was that you were usually just resting all of your Don and not being able to defend it all. But with this Donquixote list, you're able to play the 10-drop Shanks and feel completely fine, because you're going to be able to either have 2 Gum Gum Giants up, a Noro Beam Sword up, and you're going to feeling very, very safe with the Rosinante. So one of the strongest cards in the deck, and might be what makes the deck go around. Next, guys, we're running the baby 5, really just a 2k. She's a 3-cost 1k on play, discard 1 card from your hand. Yeah, her on play effect doesn't even work. This is the only card that's leader locked for some reason. I'm not really sure. Like, I would think that these cards would have been leader locked just so people would be forced to play purple Dofi or green purple Dofi to use these cards, or maybe the sugar, but they're not locked at all, guys. I really want to try this list, or this style of list, with Kaido and purple Luffy as well. So very interested in that. Next, guys, we're running the 3 of Queen. Queen's just one of the best blockers in purple. Really filters out your hand really nicely, helps with all these events, and just a very strong 6k blocker. Running the 2 of Jambe's, I didn't have these in the games I played in the video today, but I wanted to add them just because I feel like it's a very good deck to include them in, and I played against a Blackbeard and I couldn't get past his fucking blockers. So I feel like the Jambe's are kind of an auto-include, and it's a really nice deck to play them in, because like maybe you're in a matchup where it doesn't really matter. You can discard them to the Rosinantes, and you're going to be completely fine. So 2 of Jambe's. Next, we're running the Noro Beam Sword. This is just one of the best events like I've ever seen, guys. Like 2 cost counter Dawn -1. You get plus 2k, and you can rest any character. You can rest 10 cost, 9 cost. Like, it is just fucking insane. So I feel like this card can really get you out of a tough spot. Like, if you have 3 Dawn up, you're holding up the Beam Sword and a Gum Giant, you can survive like ginormous offensive attacks from your opponent. Next is the Gum Giant, guys. I don't even need to explain this one. Just probably the best 1 cost event in the game. So strong, so consistent, and really smooths out your hand if you have a bunch of dead cards in hand. Next, we have the God Thread. So this not only acts as removal, but also as a little bit of ramp. This is a new card from OP10, and it is activate main, KO up to one of your opponent's 5 cost or below characters. Then you get an active Dawn from your Dawn deck. So very strong. There's not really a case where you don't have a good target for the God Thread. You're usually going to be hitting like a 3, 4, or 5 cost from your opponent. And if you see it on curve, it is very nice. And it's removal and ramp in the same card, so very nice. And then for our last card, we're running the Lead Performer Disaster. This works really well with the Rosinante 2, as we're just able to discard them. And if you see this on curve, it's just obviously very strong and can trigger out of life as well. And then rounding out the deck, we have the 3 10-drop Shanks. I really don't like running 10-drop Shanks in other versions of Red Purple Luffy, but I feel like with this version, it is one of the best things you can run, just because you're able to leave Dawn up with the Rosinante here. And then for our last card, we're running 4 of the Tony Choppers from OP10. So a lot of new OP10 cards here, guys, and making Red Purple Luffy play very differently than he has in the past. And I think this list is super strong, guys. So with that being said, I guess we can talk about the deck right now. Like, it is very resilient, and it also has that power to go over the top as Red Purple Luffy does with the 10-drop Shanks. Like, the 10-drop Shanks, it kind of gets, it doesn't get around Blackbeard, but instead of playing like a 10 cost big Luffy, that Dawn -10 Luffy, you can just play the Shanks, and like you don't get negated by the Blackbeard effect. And also, you can establish a lot of bodies on boards. Like, say on your 8 Dawn turn or 9 Dawn turn, you play down the Doflamingo, you play down the Rosinante, and then the following turn, you're able to play down your Shanks, leave 2 Dawn up, and then have 2 Gum Giants available. That is such a strong 1-2 punch that your opponent will likely, like, sometimes they're able to go for game after you play the Shanks, but they just won't be able to as long as you have the right number of events in your hand and you're able to counter out of all of their attacks. Like, it's a very strong deck, and obviously needs a lot more testing, but I feel like it has so much potential. And I really like the sugar with the deck. Just being able to have that Bonnie style searcher, a repeatable searcher that your opponent will have to swing into, is super strong. And then the Rosinante just smoothing out your draws very well. The Senor Pink being able to recur these really strong purple events, such as the Gum Giant and the Noro Beam Sword, is super strong. So it's just really hard to kill you. Like, it's really hard to get you down to 0 life here. And maybe like the 9-drop Newgate could be a nice option, but I think the Shanks is probably the best over the top card you can play in this deck. Let me know what you guys think. But for me, this is one of the coolest decks I've played in a while. It is one of my favorite decks right now, and Red Purple Luffy will always be one of my favorite decks in the format. So with that being said, guys, I think this deck is fucking sick. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you've played against this deck, or if you play this deck yourself. and what cards you are running. I know I've seen some Gamma Knives running around to counter 8-cost Kid, so I know there's a lot of different variations to this deck, and there's not really one set style of it. This is just my build, so let me know what you guys think. And with that being said, guys, we have a couple of games for you today. I think we have a Blackbeard. We have a... I cooked someone really bad. But yeah, we have a couple of games for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy. The timestamps will be in the video. The deck list will be in the description. So I hope you guys enjoy the games, and let's get right into them. Okay, guys, getting right into game number 1 here. We're going up against the best deck in the format of Shanks. So we're opening up with a pretty mediocre hand, I'd say, but then we get the sugar off the top of life, so that is exactly what we want to see. And Shanks is going to have to waste an attack into it to swing into it here. So a very, very nice card to see off the top of life. We're going to search with the sugar, and we have a couple. So the Hell's Judgment is what I was playing instead of the Jambes there. So I decided to take it out in favor of the Jambe. Here he's going to swing the 5 into the sugar and play down a 5-cost ace. Now that is a little bit annoying because we cannot God Thread it. It's probably one of the only cards that Shanks could play that wouldn't be God Threadable here. So not exactly what we want to see, but we still have some good plays available. We're going to swing for 7. He's going to counter out of it with a 2K. We're going to go ahead and use the Rosinante here, discard the God Thread, and then be looking pretty nice here. We have a lot of cards in hand. We have a couple of big top-end cards with the 2 of Shanks, and we have a play for next turn with either our Queen or our Senior Pink. He's going to go ahead and use that random 3-cost event to KO my Rosinante, which is fine with us. Like, obviously it hurts because we want that Rosinante on board for our Shanks turn, so we can be able to defend and rush with the Shanks. But here on our 9 Dawn turn, we have a couple of options. We can play the Queen. We have 2 of Sugars to search with. We can get a lot of searches off here that he's going to have to swing into the following turn. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and use the Sugar. We have a Senior Pink available and a 2K. We're going to grab the 2K, do another search. We have another Senior Pink or an 8-drop Dofi, and we grab the 8-drop Dofi. So next turn, we're set up to either play the Shanks or the 8-drop Dofi into a Senior Pink or something along those lines. We're going to play down the Queen, and like what's usually, like, if we didn't have a big drop there, that would have been kind of a dead turn for Red Purple Luffy. We're able to play down the Queen and get 2 searches off and make our opponent give 2 swings into these Sugars. So he's going to use the Otama. We're thinking about countering out of this swing, so he has to swing into both of them with his leader and the ace. But we end up just letting it go and then giving him a 2K for that. We thought about just hard playing the Shanks here, but I didn't want to get, like, we don't have enough counter in hand to safely play the Shanks. We have a lot of dead cards, but if we play the Dofi first and then we play down the Rosinante, we're going to be in a lot better of a spot here. So here, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to play down the Rosinante and the Dofi, use the Rosinante ability, discard one of the Gum Gum Giants, and we're going to be able to get back that Gum Gum Giant with the Senior Pink if we so choose. And we're going to leave 1 Dawn up here. And I forgot the Rosinante, like, I think this was my first game with the deck. I forgot that if you're at 7 Dawn, he just restands 2 of your Dawn. So you're going to be sitting super, super safe. And this is when I realized that I can play the Shanks and leave up so many Dawn. So here, we're going to use the 8-drop Dofi ability, restand one of our Dawn. And we have a 2K in hand. No, we do not have a 2K here, but we do have the Noro Beam Sword. So that's going to be able to perfectly counter out of the Shanks attack and rest the Beckman. So a nice 2-for-1 there. He's going to play down his Dragon, swing at us for 8 there. We have a Gum Gum Giant available. I think we're going to go ahead and take that first life, then use a Gum Gum Giant to counter out of this Dragon swing. So we're sitting at 1 life here, guys, and our opponent is still at 4, but we have a lot of value coming here. So we're going to go ahead and swing for 9 into the Beckman. And here I realized I should have played the Shanks first, but it didn't end up mattering. Then we're going to swing a 12 into the Dragon. We're going to swing a 6 into the Ace. And then we're going to swing the last 6 at face. And now our board is completely fucking dominant. And this is exactly what you want with this deck. You want to play the 8-drop Dofi into the Rosinante and then start playing your Shanks over and over again, just because you're able to leave up so much defense while applying so much pressure on the front end. He's going to play down the Red Force. I didn't even know this card existed, but it's honestly not bad. Like, I kind of like that card. It pairs really nicely with the Beckmans, and maybe if you're running 5-cost Marco. It's not a bad card, I think. I've just never seen it. Here we're at 10 Dawn again. He did remove my Rosinante, so that is a problem. So we're a little bit reluctant here to play down another Shanks, just because we are at 1 life and he could just swing huge numbers into us. So here we're going to play a little bit slower, play down our queen, and use his ability, probably discarding one of those. Yeah, the Senior Pink is going to end up going to the trash. We still have a Gum Gum Giant in hand, and here we can either play down another queen, play down a Sanji, or just start swinging some big numbers. You go ahead and play down the second queen, use his ability, discard a third Shanks, and we are looking so strong here, guys. Next turn we have Shanks potentially, we have more queens, we have a Gum Gum Giant available, and he's just going to go ahead and concede. The game is fucking over. Very strong showing for the deck there. Here we're going up against a GECKO Moria. We're going to start off with the sugar again. We're going to go ahead and grab another sugar. The sugar can search herself, so a very nice start there. Sorry guys, I choked. Sorry. So he's going to swing for 6 at us. And KO one of our sugars. We're going to go ahead and use the Elite Performer Disaster there. Swing for 7. And we're looking okay here. Obviously not the best start. Sorry guys, I am fucking dying. He's going to swing another 6 into us. He is spamming our board. He is making us discard cards. And this is not where we want to be. But we are still hanging on. We've only taken 1 life, and his board isn't that threatening. We're going to go ahead and play down another sugar here. Luckily we find a Rosinante, because this turn was going to be pretty dead. So we're going to swing the 6 in here. Then we're going to be able to play down the Rosinante into discard his effect and draw 2 cards. So we're going to swing the 6 in. He's going to take it. We're going to go ahead and use the Rosinante ability, restand 2 of our Dawn, and now we are set up very well for the rest of the game. I think we're at 7 Dawn right now, so we won't be able to play the Shanks. Oh, we will be able to play the Shanks down next turn. So we will be able to do that if we so choose. He's going to go ahead and swing a 5 into our sugar. He plays down the pudding. So he was playing like hand destruction GECKO, which is fine. Like we handled it very well. He's going to swing another 6 into us, get another Perona. Luckily our hand was small enough so that the Perona did not come into play here. And here on our 10 Dawn turn, guys, this is exactly what I'm talking about with the Rosinante. We're going to be able to use the Rosinante to leave up Dawn for our Shanks turn, even though we don't have any events in hand. Like in the event that we do get one out of life, we'll be able to defend with it. We're going to swing the 6 into the Perona here. Then we're going to be able to swing a 6 at face and then a 12 at face. So we're putting a lot of pressure on him. Like he has to be conscious of us going for game next turn. And this is where the Jambes would really come in handy, in case like he did play a blocker and he thought he would save. We're able to play those Jambes, but in this game also we did not have the Jambes available. He's taking a very long time to decide on this 6k swing. I wonder what he has in his hand. But we're going to swing another 6 at face here. Let's see if he gives us a 2k. So he gives us 2 1ks. I don't know why the first swing took him so long. Then we're going to swing the 12. We're going to use the Rosinante ability to restand 2 of our Dawn. And he has pretty much no good attackers. Like to swing into with the Absalom, he has to attach 2 Dawn, and he did not realize that. So the Shanks like makes those 5k attackers so much worse with a 2 Dawn investment. It is usually just not worth it. Those were all the games I had for you today, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the post game. All right, guys, this is the end of the video. If you made it to the end, make sure to comment Mugiwara in the comment section below so I know that you made it to the end. Thank you so much, guys. If you're here, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, let me know what you think of the list. This is personally one of my favorite lists currently. I actually plan to start using it a lot on ranked, and I want to see how it performs. And maybe I'll make a video about it in the future if I find some really good success with it. So that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you.